Hope you're having a great day. It's your boy Phil. So today we're gonna be starting part 4 of our Hawaii trip. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna take a swim in Hanauma Bay. Hanauma Bay is a famous nature preserve formed from the volcanic activity along the southeast coast island of Oahu. It has clear warm waters and it's famous for snorkeling and scuba diving and the dazzling array of marine life that call Hanauma Bay their home. Next up, we eat at Grill City inside Seafood City Shopping Mall. Grill City offers a variety of Filipino food ready to eat and is a favorite spot for tourists and locals because it will make you miss the food back home from the Philippines. So, what are we waiting for? Let's start part 4 of this Hawaii trip. And let's start things off with a dance-off. First, we take a swim in Hanauma Bay. It's a very famous nature preserve formed from volcanic activity along the southeast coast of the island of Oahu. Tens of thousands of years ago, a series of volcanic events opened on the seafloor that formed Hanauma Crater. Upwelling magma vaporized the ocean water and steam explosions blew the magma into fine ash, which solidified into the edges of the crater that we see today. A truly breathtaking place. Due to COVID restrictions, you have to be here very early, preferably before 6 a.m. And after paying $25 to $30, they will lead you to a conference room like this, where they will give you a brief seminar on how Hanauma Bay was formed and how it is to be respected and appreciated by all people. They will give you important rules and regulations on what and what not to do while in Hanauma Bay. And then pretty much you will be led to a slope where you can walk or either take the tram towards the bay itself. So that's about 5 minutes via walking or 2 minutes via the truck. First things first, you can really feel the island vibe here in Hanauma Bay because of the white sand, the coconut trees, the blue to turquoise clear waters here in the bay. And it truly felt like a private island resort because of the shape of the crater around the bay with a small opening leading up into the ocean. So from the basics of the seminar, you have to respect nature at all costs, do not leave anything behind, do not pollute, and do not harass or disturb the wildlife within the bay. And make sure to only use sunblock approved by the Hawaii government. And so, it's time for some swimming and some snorkeling. So I let my sister and my baby cousin test out the camera first before I have a go at the GoPro. You guys gotta hear this. This is the Humu Humu Nuku Nuku Apua'a or reef triggerfish. This is the Hawaii state fish, protected under federal law. The water here is very warm, as in most beaches found in the Pacific Ocean, and it's clear enough to see the bottom of the bay and the corals and the fish. So it's really a great place to start your lessons in snorkeling. There are packaged snorkeling and scuba diving tours also here in Hanauma Bay that you can book separately, but if you just want to do it by yourself, then just go DIY. The fish here are pretty much very chill and relaxed. So it really gives you a point just to respect nature and just admire it from afar. Because these fish are probably so used to humans every day that they just don't even bother. So as far as I'm concerned, you're a visitor in their neighborhoods. So you gotta watch where you swim and just pretty much respect their reef. And snorkeling is truly a workout because you have to keep yourself afloat and you have to keep yourself moving forward in order to observe the fish in their day-to-day activities, particularly feeding. And the reason why it's such a strenuous workout is because you need to keep yourself afloat in order for you not to step on the precious corals on the bottom of the bay. And this is a cool part right here because it looks like the entire Hanauma Bay underwater. So if you kind of feel that these fishes are judging you, trust me, they are. So after about 2 hours of swimming, it's time to have a last look at Hanauma Bay. After 10 minutes of driving from Hanauma Bay, we now proceed to the Halona Blowhole and the Halona Beach Cove here in Oahu, Hawaii, as well as the Halona Blowhole Scenic Point. And hold on to your hats because the wind here is really strong. The Halona Blowhole is one of Hawaii's natural wonders, created thousands of years ago when molten lava tubes were formed from volcanic eruptions. It gets its name because when the waves are at the right height and at the right force, they force seawater up into this molten lava tubes, creating the blowhole effect, or a geyser effect, or like a water spout. So when we went there, unfortunately, we were just able to capture a small water spout. The Halona Beach Cove was created in the same way as Hanauma Bay, and you can access it by following the trail towards the beach cove. And as you can see here, it's high tide, so we weren't able to visit. And this is it when it's low tide. So it kind of looks like a private beach, which just adds to the fun. So after driving for about 20 minutes, we now proceed to the Koko Hiking Trail Scenic Point. At the background, you can see a Koko Head Crater, which is a dormant volcano as well. And it's the site of the famous Koko Trail Stairs. The military used to build a railway up to the top to transport supplies, but right now it's abandoned. And it's a very famous hiking trail that's very, very challenging. That is harder compared to the Diamond Head State Monument. And due to time constraints, we weren't able to visit. So maybe on our next trip in Hawaii, we're going to be able to hike the Koko Head Crater. So after all that swimming, it's time to eat at Grill City in Seafood City Family Mall. And of course, we went here for the Filipino food. And Seafood City has a lot of Filipino establishments and Filipino restaurants, as well as Filipino foods that make you remember the food back home in the Philippines. And since there's a large population of Filipinos living in Hawaii, you can choose, eat, and enjoy most of the foods that you see back home in the Philippines. And some of the foods here are also very hard to get when you're back in the mainland. So better eat your Filipino food here in Grill City. Yeah, so it's time to get all those calories back. Of course, the famous Filipino dessert comprised of sweetened beans, sweetened bananas, sometimes sweetened jackfruit, tapioca pearls, agar-agar, filled up with shaved ice, evaporated milk, and topped with leche flan and ice cream. A truly sweet end to our trip. Thank you for watching this video, and I really do hope that you enjoy it, and thank you for your continued support. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe. See you later in the next video, guys. Take care.